Oh, switched it out it can. Oh. Oh. Uh, yeah, as you said, went. Uh, I went really overboard. I went really overboard with my selection. So let's try and work this out. Right, so here's a maths test for you. In the box set, there is 30 discs. Right?
Okay.
And we know that from that, 9 discs are films. So that leaves 21 discs. So let's say 2 discs each for The Hobbit, which is 6. 6 plus 9 is 15, which leaves 5. Can't be. 5 discs each for Lord of the Rings. Or it's 4 discs. No, that wouldn't add up. That'd be an odd number. So that must be it. 1 disc each for each Hobbit film. 2 discs each for Lord of the Rings, which is 9. Yeah, that works about right. Two discs each. Well, if hang on, I don't know. If 3 discs each for the Hobbit, that's 9. That's 18. Which leaves 12. Yeah, so this is how I think it works out. There's altogether for the films. There's 9 discs. There's which is 3 discs of extras for The Hobbit, which makes it 18 discs, which leaves 4 discs of extras for Lord of the Rings, which makes it 30. And as yet, I barely touched them. I barely touched them. And then what happens? Oh, yes. The great Blu-ray mystery disaster. They've started falling down like dominoes. As we've listed, Curse the Crimson Altar, 10 quid. Tales at Witness Madness, 7 quid. First Hobbit and the first disc of Lord of the Rings with excellent intro, which led to the menu screen, beautiful music, sound bites from Ian McKellen, a virtual zoom around the Bill Frodo Baggins' house.
All lost.
All lost because the replacements that come from eBay were menu. Straight onto the menu. No theatricals, no special effects, no chatting, no music. And then what do I do? When I had problems with the Blu-rays, you know what I did next?
Go on then.
Well, bear in mind, let's just have a recap. I spent £2 for £25 for the theatrical versions at Sainsbury's. I managed to reclaim £8. Me. I can't remember how much the 30 disc Lexington Steel version of the Peter Jackson of it, blah, blah, blah. I think it was about, say, for example, it will say it was uh, £52. You know. Well, you know what I did next, don't you? You know damn well what I did next. Bear in mind, I thought, well, I'll do what Jeff Horn did. I'll have the digital version, which means that, like you said, you don't have to change disc. You don't have to damage your hard copy. What was that? That was 30. That was 40 quid. So I dread to think of how much I have spent on one series of films. And then, cheeky bastard, Jackson brings out the Ultra 4K HD version of it because he's had access to modern equipment. But that's that done. I would never venture down that route again. You know what bloody Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit has cost me. Oh, they're having to reorder bloody Curse the Crimson Altar again, and I made sure I got exactly. I got exactly the same version that you have with the documentary. I was fuming.
Oh dear.
Yes. One of my main disappointments was, as you know, was that Three Hats for Lisa, if you remember. Got it mainly because of that song clip, which features Sid James dancing on that barge near HMS Belfast, the Tower of London. Bermondsey, I like to be. Um, you, yeah, you
Big
said,
mistake.
eh?
What a big mistake. That's only about 3 minutes out of 90, wasn't it?
Well, you said, if you remember, you said it's a bit like Sparrows Can't Sing. It's capturing parts of London which are probably not there anymore, been changed, redeveloped. And I said to you, I've watched it. I've tried to get a grip of what it's about. Yeah, you know, the parts of London that we would love to have been there. It's just not enough. All for the sake of one song. I thought, you know, it's just I can't even begin to enjoy it or watch it. It's musicals aren't my cup of tea. Obviously, the exception being, although it's not a musical, and as the people who star in it said themselves, that bloke who was quite big in the theatre, I can't remember his name. You might remember the actor. He's he sounds a bit effeminate. Um, there's actually no proper plot line to Sparrows Can't Sing. And there isn't. Because it ends, doesn't it? If you remember that film ends with George Sewell's character being rejected in the pub. There's that fight or something in which Immel plays Barbara Windsor's husband. They kind of kiss and make up. And they meet up briefly, don't they, at Royal Greenwich Park. And then they meet up and then they walk out the pub. And then they have another argument, and that's where it ends. But the documentaries are good. And what's good about it is that there's that Q&A session with that bloke, I can't remember his name, who talked a bit effeminate.
Murray Melvin.
That's him, yeah. Brilliant Q&A with him and Barbara Windsor. I think at the British Film Institute. Because it must have been filmed in her early diagnosis of having Alzheimer's. Although it wouldn't have been noticeable, but I think she would have been diagnosed at that point. And he does this big introduction about Joan Littlewood and all the people who aren't there anymore. And she comes on and she's emotional. She's crying because she remembers all the actors who were. Actually, I'll tell you what it was. You can pinpoint the date. She must have had Alzheimer's at this point. Because Stephen Lewis, who wrote Sparrows Can't Sing, had not long since passed away. He not long since died. So that'll give you a rough date of when he died and when she was, pardon me, diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And then there's a brief then and now locations featurette, which I think is a bit piss poor. I thought they could have done made that a little bit bigger. And there's an interview with Murray Melvin at a theatre. But yeah, it is a good film. So before we sign off, I will let you know how the experiment's gone on with how we can record sound and vision. I don't know how it will come across, but I think it's the best one we can do. It's not brilliant by any stretch. So, would you consider? God, Tommy, it's past 3. Would you consider securing? Because I've recommended quite a few chairs. You have recommended to me like the car, which I enjoy. A car that's possessed. There's actually a sequel, I think. But yeah, it's possessed by Satan, but it can't enter a graveyard. Would you secure Tower of Evil? I recommend it.
Based on the Long John Silver scene, yeah.
Oh, that scene's funny. Oh, this is separate. I'll message you about it. Right. Cast your mind back to me and you in the Hollybush pub. Imagine, just remember, it's a quiet Saturday, possibly a Saturday evening. It may be a Friday, I'm not sure. There's me and you. We're on the stools facing the bar. Ray Steer is manning the post. There's a couple sat. I think you're to my left. There's a couple. I say late 50s, maybe early 60s, sat with us. It would have been a Saturday. Because I think the day before, the Friday, we may have filmed each other, or I filmed you, or took pictures of you in the pub. Actually, maybe taking pictures of each other because I know you took a picture of me, um, stood against the timber bit between the bar and where the pool table was, wearing that army jacket. And then you took another picture of me, wearing my football shirt, and you got a picture of Ray Steer about to pot a shot. And this middle-aged couple the following night was sat on the bar stools to your left, and they were causing an argument with me of taking pictures and video in the pub, because invasion of privacy and all that. And do you remember them?
No, not at all.
Well, I say this because I joined this group called Elstree and Bournemouth Light Up, and I just put out how I missed the Holly Bush, and somebody commented called Karen Whitehouse said, "I remember you." I looked at the picture, I thought, she looks familiar, and I did like a video response saying, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah." Yeah, I remember this couple where this particular one night, husband was it was pissed up and he moaned about because we were taking pictures and that, and then the same couple when I was on my own, they had a bit of a barney in the pub. She left before me. Now, bearing in mind, I have no idea where she lived. I thought they lived in Elstree, and then about 4 minutes later, I left because it was last orders. And as you know, I took our usual route back down the hill, up by the cenotaph on that dark footpath, back up to Adam Lane, then past the petrol station, train station, hopefully in vain trying to catch a pizza place open or chicken dipper place, whatever. And I could see her at distance, and she thought she could hear crunching. And then when she saw it with me, she oh, thank goodness for that. And anyway, she responded last week, although I'd never seen a notification saying, "Oh yeah, it's nice to see that you're nice and well. Paul and Vicky still live in the village. I'm assuming that's Bournemouth. Norman has passed away." So I thought, oh God, it is her. It is her with this. I honestly, Jeff, I remember it like it was yesterday. They were complaining because the sinners taking pictures of each other and filming each other, and there were only us four and Ray Steer in the pub. And I thought, it was her. Bloody hell. It's nice that she remembered me. Now, here's another thing I want you to clear up. I have asked it before, but you've unsubscribed to the new YouTube channel. Baker Street. Now, I remember us going to Baker Street, and I'm sure that same visit, you wanted to go into a shop. The shop in question, I think, was something like a Warhammer, White Dwarf, D&D type place. They also sell decks of cards and Monopoly sets and chess sets, themed on like that kind of thing. I remember you going into one of these shops for something. It was like you know what I mean, like the Dungeons and Dragons, the figures and the board and the dice and all that. Can you remember what you went in for?
Chess program.
Was it on?
£80.
Yeah, what a chess what program?
Chess program, 80 quid.
like a computer thing.
Yeah,
Did you buy it?
I buy it. Yeah, still got it. Although by these nowadays, it's a bit weak now. So
But was that on Baker Street or was it nearby?
no, I'm not sure yet.
You know,
Yeah, one moment, sir. I will let you know.
mm,
Easy, very quickly.
3:20. Oh, I'll tell you something. These, if this works out okay, what I've done with trying to capture sound and vision, um,
Baker Street.
I don't think it was Baker Street. I can't remember where it was, but I do remember
It's Baker Street.
Baker.
You see the bloody thing now. Bridge and Chest Shop.
Ah, that's where I went wrong because I was looking for like a place, but I think they did do like Warhammer, didn't they? And White Dwarf and stuff like that.
No, none of that. Oh, poker. Let's see, let me take a picture. See.